Hello everyone, and welcome back to Zanime channel. In the world of One Piece, thievery and robbery, the characteristic style of bandits. Compared to money and treasure, devil fruits are far more valuable to pirates. Here are the 7 most famous devil fruit snatching incidents in One Piece.
7. Buggy. Buggy becoming an emperor of the sea, standing on par with Red Hair, Blackbeard, and Straw Hat, a story that seems like it only belongs in fairy tales. Before this, whoever dared to bet that Buggy would replace Kaido and Big Mom must have been out of their damn mind. That's right, it's impossible to be that lucky. Just sitting in the Shichibukai 7 Warlords seat was already extremely lucky, so how could anyone imagine this scenario? Buggy sitting on a throne with Mihawk on one side and Crocodile on the other as his escorts. Buggy is living proof of the saying, nothing is impossible. Anything can happen, as long as the probability isn't 0, every fairy tale needs to be considered. It all started on that fateful day when Buggy was still an apprentice on Roger's ship, the Oro Jackson, the day Buggy came to hate Shanks to his very core. The clown god never wanted to have a devil fruit ability. Buggy may be a comedian, but he's very smart. He didn't want to lose the ability to swim just because of some baseless rumors about devil fruits. Only a fool would believe that stuff. He said that right before accidentally swallowing the Bara Bara no Mi. The Clown Emperor didn't intend to eat it. He just took advantage of the night to sneak into the storage and steal Captain Roger's devil fruit. He planned to sell it for at least 100 million belly, enough money to start his own crew. But because Shanks startled him, he fumbled and accidentally swallowed 100 million belly right down his throat. Poor guy. He lost that huge sum of money, lost the treasure map of Captain John, and above all, was cursed by the sea for the rest of his life. The Bara Bara fruit is still a mystery. Is it really weak, or is it just that Buggy hasn't awakened the power of the split fruit? The line between useless and powerful is very thin. But with Buggy now being a Yonko, whether by luck or chance, that title still belongs to the Great Emperor. It's possible Buggy will get a power-up in the near future. At the end of One Piece, a whole series of names have been revealed to have huge family backgrounds. Now we just need Oda-sensei to reveal that Buggy belongs to some incredible, powerful family, and it's 100% guaranteed the Bara Bara fruit will be buffed straight to God tier. Brothers, don't forget, if the Gum Gum fruit can go from B tier to SS tier, then the Clown Emperor's Devil fruit hitting S+ tier is perfectly normal.
6. Kuma and Ivankov. Kicking off our list of 6 shocking heists is the most recent one in godvalley. The culprits were 2 minors, Kuma and Ivankov. Both were pushed into a corner, left with no choice but to create their own escape route. Kuma and Ivankov were slaves brought to godvalley to be a part of the Celestial Dragon's human hunting game. Once they set foot on the island, there was no chance of survival. But thanks to Ginny's quick-wittedness, she and Kuma learned about the devil fruits being offered as prizes, the only way for them to escape. To create a diversion, Ginny leaked information about the devil fruits to the outside world, drawing hordes of pirates to godvalley and causing chaos. Taking advantage of the chaotic battlefield, Kuma and Ivankov snuck into the treasure room, rummaging through every chest to find their key to freedom. The plan was going smoothly until Big Mom Linlin showed up. Although Big Mom stole the fish fruit, mythical Zoan, model Siryu, Azure Dragon from them, Kuma and Ivankov each managed to quickly gobble down a fruit. Kuma swiftly ate the Nikyu no Mi, Pawpaw fruit, allowing him to teleport instantly with his paw ability, thereby saving himself from the Celestial Dragons. Not only that, during the most intense phase of the battle, Kuma even returned to teleport 500 slaves off the island one by one. Thanks to the teleportation power of the Nikyu fruit, Kuma became a hero to the fortunate survivors. Even though Kuma had no idea what power the devil fruit held before eating it, it's as if heaven didn't forsake him, granting Kuma an extremely useful ability. For Ivankov, missing out on the legendary Azure Dragon Zoan fruit was truly a pity, but it was fine because Kuma was there to carry the team. Ivankov hastily consumed the Horu no Mi, hormone fruit, turning Ivan into a miracle person, able to freely change people's physiology and hormones. This ability is useful for healing illnesses, as well as healing the souls of individuals who long to have the gender that matches their true selves. It seems that Ivankov not eating the dragon fruit was actually a good thing. Otherwise, we might have had the strongest boss in history, a pro-LGBT pirate version.
Number 5. Linlin. Also at godvalley, the robberies just kept happening. The reason Ivankov couldn't become a dragon was all because of the wicked Big Mom Linlin, who snatched the food right out of someone else's mouth. This mother of the world always bullies kids. No wonder she had her poneglyph copies stolen by Roger and Luffy in the future. It's all karma. From the moment she set foot on God's Island, Linlin didn't care about saving anyone, or even the treasure. That stuff was for the old fools. Mom herself was aiming for the valuable devil fruit prize. She's very smart, you see. While everyone was outside fighting for their lives, she secretly snuck into the treasure room to hunt for devil fruits. She even knew the specific information and abilities of these fruits. So when she held the Uo Uo no Mi, fish fruit model Siryu, in her hands, Linlin planned to bring it home as a birthday present for Katakuri, her precious son. But who could have guessed that man's plans are no match for destiny? That punk Kaido rushed in and snatched the multi-billion belly mythical Zoan fruit right from her. To top it off, he gave her a head-splitting club strike. Since then, one has to wonder if their sibling relationship was ever strong. After Kaido was satisfied with his divine dragon fruit, Big Mom had to sadly settle for some lower-tier fruits. With quite a few treasure chests still unopened, it's likely Linlin also stole a few more fruits for her kids back home. Katakuri possesses the Mochi Mochi ability, Oven ate the Heat fruit, and Daifuku has the ability to summon a genie. Perhaps those 3 devil fruits were all items Mom looted during the legendary God Valley incident. Now we know what that lifelong debt Kaido owed Linlin was all about. It was just an excuse from her. She was just salty about her subordinate clubbing her and snatching the most valuable item from the 9 treasure chests.
04. Kaido. Ivankov stole the devil fruit from the celestial dragons. Then Linlin stole it from Ivankov. But Kaido said, "Hey sis, wait a minute, you just lie there while I eat this." He was the opportunist who benefited from the chaos. When he first arrived on the island, he asked her about the devil fruit gift and she completely ignored him. That guy Kaido knew something was off but couldn't prove it. It wasn't until he sheepishly followed Mom that the 2-horned punk learned his big sis's true face. Well, if I don't look out for myself, who will? Kaido clocked Linlin with his club, jumped up, and frantically devoured the Siryu fruit. This textbook example of kill-stealing, KSing, a major objective deserves to be in textbooks. See, the important thing is to take the initiative. How long could he wait for Linlin to charitably hand over the gift? Actively monitoring the situation and striking at the right moment was the smart move. Immediately after chowing down on the mythical Zoan fruit, Kaido was too eager to experience what having this power felt like. He instantly tested his divine dragon form, transforming into a giant azure dragon and soaring through the skies above God Valley. From then on, Kaido exploded from A tier straight to S tier. Who says devil fruits don't buff the power of top-tier fighters? If he hadn't eaten the Siryu fruit, how the hell could Kaido be called the strongest creature in the world? Thanks to the Uo Uo no Mi, Kaido rose to the position of a Yonko, Emperor, the king of beasts, considered the #1 solo fighter in his prime. This was all because Kaido knew how to seize an opportunity. He was willing to anger his big sis but gained an entire career. The most important thing is the attitude. After that, Kaido and Big Mom didn't meet again until Wano 38 years later. They must have still held a serious grudge, which is why they had that sky-splitting clash on Onigashima. In general, they're 2 of a kind, cut from the same cloth. What's the difference when both are thieves and robbers? Kaido and Linlin helped each other truly understand the philosophy, never trust a single soul. If you're a pirate, sooner or later, you'll betray each other.
3. Corazon. Let's go back 16 years, when Law was only 10 years old and suffering from the torment of the Amber Lead Syndrome. At that time, every doctor shook their head, completely helpless. The only way to save Law was for the spotted boy to eat the ultimate devil fruit, the Ope Ope no Mi. This was no easy task. The Ope Ope fruit was so valuable it had a 5 billion belly price tag. That price was even higher than the bounty of a Yonko. Of course, all information about the Ope Ope fruit was carefully hidden. Only the big shots in the underworld knew anything about it. Corazon, the younger brother of Doflamingo Joker, was one of them. Thanks to Doffy's connections, Corazon got intel on the Ope Ope no Mi's appearance. Doflamingo never suspected his own brother was interested in the devil fruit's power, and he certainly never imagined Rocinante would give it to Law, a random kid with no connection to them. Everything Corazon did was for Law, the child who carried the D initial in his name, bearing the mission to fight against those who call themselves gods, the celestial dragons of the Holy Land. The 2 brothers, Corazon and Law, went through hell to snatch the fruit from under the Don Quixote pirates. The price for stealing from his superior was steep. Rocinante was shot multiple times by Doflamingo himself and died. A life for a life. Corazon sacrificed himself to give Law a new life. Thanks to the Ope Ope no Mi, Law cured himself, removed the amber lead virus from his body, and made a full recovery. Not only did he escape death, but Law was also granted the ultimate power from the miraculous Operation Fruit. From then on, the Spotted Kid became known as the Surgeon of Death, the one who dictates death with the unpredictable and versatile abilities of the Ope Ope fruit. It is rumored that the user of this ultimate devil fruit has a unique ability to perform the perennial youth surgery, granting another person eternal life. For that reason, Law still has an important role to play at the end of a story. Once you carry the D initial, it's hard for your role to just end. Plus, he's the best friend of the main character. Law will be back in the future, for sure.
2. Shanks. 12 years ago, the Red Hair Pirates created a shockwave with their feat of stealing hot goods from the world government. To this day, the question of why Shanks targeted the Gomu Gomu no Mi is still a difficult one to answer. Is it possible that Red Hair knew this was the legendary mythical Zoan, the Nika fruit? A pirate crew that emphasizes hockey and physical strength, looking down on devilfruit abilities, yet they proactively went to steal this item from Cypherpole. Because of this incident, Who's Who's life went from riches to rags. If the transport mission had been successful, Who's Who could have competed fairly with Rob Lucci for the #1 spot among the double agents. Who's Who was just too unlucky, becoming a victim of Uncle Shanks. Much later, he was still bitter, searching for an answer. Why did that red-hair guy want to steal a mediocre devil fruit like the Gomu Gomu no Mi at all costs? Who's Who could never have imagined, not even in his wildest dreams, the mid-level devil fruit he was transporting was actually the key to unlocking the power of Nika, the sun god, the god of freedom he worshipped while in prison. This robbery is arguably one of the most famous in the pirate world. Shanks was extremely discreet about this event. No one thought the Red Hair Pirates would target a devil fruit. They didn't steal it to use it, but to save it, to create the Joy Boy for the new era. There's a theory that Shanks planned to bring the Gomu Gomu new fruit to give to Ace, Roger's son, but Luffy accidentally ate it, forcing Shanks to change his original target. Instead of Ace, Uncle Shanks built up Luffy to become the next potential candidate. Shanks' investment in this gamble has brought enormous returns. One arm and a few provocative words, boom, Luffy was brainwashed, dead set on following the path of a criminal. Well, let's just call it what goes around comes around. Back in the day at God Valley, dragons saved his life. Now, Shanks gives Luffy the most valuable item in the server. Thanks to the Nika fruit, Luffy skyrocketed, becoming a Yonko, and he hasn't stopped there.
Number 1. Blackbeard. Finally, closing out today's video, how can we ignore the blatant, shocking robbery by Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach? 2 years ago, he created extreme outrage, becoming the focus of all criticism as a backstabber, the most hated and ungrateful son in the pirate world. Teach joined the Whitebeard pirates under the benevolence of the old man. He hid in the shadow of that great pirate crew for over 30 years. In the end, for his own personal gain, he ruthlessly murdered his brother Thatch, the commander of the 4th Division. It was just Thatch's bad luck to have found the Yami no Mi, dark fruit, the very item Teach had been targeting during his entire time operating in stealth mode. The dark fruit was the foundation for Teach to step into the light. Perhaps because Thatch had already eaten the Yami fruit, Teach had no other choice but to kill his brother, an act that caused a massive wave of condemnation. The thirst for robbery was in his blood. Teach didn't stop with the Yami fruit. He chose the moment when the old man was at his weakest during the Battle of Marineford, brought his crew to desecrate Whitebeard's body, and personally killed the man who had taken him in for decades. To be even more despicable, Teach, with his extremely proficient technique, extracted the Gura no Mi, Quake fruit, from his father, ate it, and gained the power of Tremors in his right hand. 2 overpowered abilities, Darkness and Quakes, both of which were powers belonging to the Whitebeard pirates. Blackbeard stole the abilities of his brother and his father to become the Yonko he is today. His sins are innumerable, especially when Whitebeard was a loyal crewmate who once fought side by side with Rocks, Blackbeard's father, at God Valley all those years ago. Many people still can't stop criticizing and disparaging the name Blackbeard Teach. Compared to the great Rocks, Teach is indeed far more cowardly. But wait, in an era where Oda-sensei has been revealing many righteous characters lately, you just never know. If Oda-sensei pulls a plot twist and makes Teach a righteous person, I'll be truly impressed. In summary, Blackbeard's snatch and gobble heist deserves to be the most shocking incident. This is because the event was broadcast live to thousands of people at Marineford headquarters, as well as millions watching on camera.
All right, what do you guys think? Is this ranking fair? Did we miss anyone? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. For now, goodbye.
and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.